stop for 55 minutes. Make sure you interrupt me and ask questions as we go. The second thing I would say, and I'd be really interested in any feedback either during the call or even post-call. This is very early stages. The CEO Forum is quite literally the first audience we've been willing to share these insights with. So that's both a good thing and also an opportunity for feedback for us, so we're open to that as well. I thought I'd actually start the conversation by introducing you to a guy called Doug Woods. If you were to bump into Doug Woods in a supermarket, you'd probably think he was a knockabout bloke that drives a Ford Ute and probably coaches the local footy team. The fact that he's an American means that he's probably none of those three things, although there is a pretty good chance he built the supermarket that you're in, or if he didn't build the supermarket, he probably built the data center or the data center that sits behind the customer loyalty program that they run, or put differently, he's one of the three founders of one of the most successful construction companies here in North America right now that built a multi-billion-dollar business in a matter of 2 decades. But what I'm most interested in Doug Woods' story and the story of DPR Construction is that this business generates well over 90% of its business through referral, and perhaps even more interestingly, wins more than 50% of their business without engaging in a typical competitive RFP process. And I think that's particularly interesting and not a bad place for us to start a conversation about winning in the face of this complex and highly competitive environment that Rich talked about. Because in reality, there's, at least in my experience anyway, I know we've got some construction guys on the call, I don't think I've ever seen a more adversarial industry and a more challenging and price competitive environment than perhaps construction. For those of you that haven't had a lot to deal with this industry, my kind of facetious description is that the client decides it wants to build something, puts out a brief and conducts some sort of an RFP or competitive process. These companies know that ultimately that process is designed to screw them for every last dollar they possibly can, so they start